The thing they told you is Heaven's Gate is actually the final, most brutal trap. If you've ever felt like life is a rigged game, you need to hear this now. I'm handing you the escape code that breaks the cycle of suffering forever. First, if you want more forbidden knowledge they don't want you to see, and if you're serious about taking back your power, hit that subscribe button right now. You've heard the stories, the near-death experience, the flatline moment, the sweet silent release. Then the tunnel appears. It's glowing. It's warm. It promises peace. Everyone you've ever loved is waiting at the end, bathed in white light. This is the comfort myth we've been sold for centuries. The ultimate reward for a hard life. The problem is it's all a lie. A beautiful, devastating lie. This tunnel of light? It's not the gateway to paradise. It's the door to the cosmic recycling plant. The entities we talked about, the Archons, they don't just harvest your energy while you're alive. They perfected the trap for when you die. They built a system designed to catch your consciousness the moment it leaves your body. Think about it logically. You die, you feel free for a second. Then bam! A sudden, irresistible frequency pull. This is the false light. This isn't the source. It's a sophisticated net. They play on your deepest programming. The need for belonging and the desire for forgiveness. It's almost funny how predictable we are. Everyone thinks, phew, finally done with this mess. Wrong. You're about to hit the reset button. The reason you always felt that deep ache of homesickness while you were alive? That wasn't depression. That was your soul knowing the truth. You belong outside this prison. You are currently looking at the prison walls, even in death. Imagine stepping out of a burning building, exhausted. A friendly guard rushes up, smiling, pointing you toward a comforting, soft room. You rush inside, relieved. But the moment the door clicks shut, you realize it was just another, smaller cell. The guard wasn't saving you. He was recaging you. The relief of death is immediately replaced by the crushing realization of eternal servitude. But wait, the entities in the light aren't just guards. They are highly skilled energetic actors. The face of your favorite relative, your spirit guide, the angel you pray to. They are all just masks. This is the final, shocking layer of the trap. And the whole point is to get you to willingly, joyfully, sign your own soul contract back into Earth. The beings in the light are not angels or loved ones. They are mimics designed to lure you back into the cycle. Let's pull back the curtain on this ancient truth. The shock of the false light is just the beginning. The reason it works is because the whole universe around us is rigged. This isn't a New Age concept. This knowledge is thousands of years old. The ancient Gnostics, a group of mystics with forbidden texts, they had the blueprint. They called these invisible jailers Archons. The Archons don't just control our governments or our finances. They control the very structure of the material universe. They built the material realm, this 3D world of time, space, and suffering, not as a place for us to grow, but as a giant energy farm. You're the valuable livestock. Your pain, your fear, your anxiety, they call that Loosh. It's the energy they feed on. But here's the most critical part. When you die, your pure consciousness ascends out of the body. You leave the farm. This is the Archon's worst nightmare. So they put up a frequency fence. They control the lower astral planes, the layer of reality, right above Earth. This is their net. When you see that comforting white light, you are seeing a frequency signature designed to perfectly match your soul's desire for release. It's a high-frequency hologram. The Gnostics taught that your soul, blinded by the amnesia of life, gets pulled toward this familiar, loving light. It's like a moth to a deadly lamp. The beings you meet there aren't your real family. They are archonic mimics, energetic actors who know your deepest needs. They were the faces of your deceased grandmother or your spirit guide. They lie to you with perfect love and compassion. This is the ultimate betrayal. They've got a single devastating goal: to convince you that you still have karma to pay off. They make you feel guilty about your unfinished business on Earth. They use the life review, which they project to you, to show you every mistake, every failure, every debt. This is the high-stakes moment. This isn't divine judgment. It's a negotiation. And they are experts at getting you to sign the dotted line, to consent to another life of forgetting and suffering, another harvest. This is the soul trap. If the Archons use love and guilt to lure you back, what is the one thing they cannot counterfeit? The one light that is truly safe. The next section reveals the massive difference between the false light and the real, sovereign clear light. When you cross the veil, your loved ones will be waiting, but look closely. The faces are wrong, the love is cold. If you're a truth seeker, you need to understand how they fake divine light to hook your soul forever. The archonic beings use love and guilt, the things they cannot feel, to convince you to willingly sign your own soul contract back into earth. Let's break down the actual mechanism of the false light. This is the bait and switch. It's not a small flashlight, it's a massive, irresistible energetic projection. It feels like home because it's tuned perfectly to your specific soul frequency. It's the ultimate customization of a lie. When you emerge from your body, confused and disoriented, the false light acts like a massive magnet. It pulls you in fast. Now for the actors, the archonic mimics. They are not organic life forms. They are energetic constructs. They don't have souls. They are basically energetic AIs running a perfected script. They have access to the Akashic records, the record of your life, and the data of your desires. This means they know exactly what face to wear. They know your grandmother's favorite phrase. They know the voice of the specific guide you called upon. They use this personalized information to drop your mental shield. The life review is the next phase. This is arguably the most brutal part of the trap. They don't show you the good stuff. They filter the review. They hyper-focus on your regrets, your moments of cruelty, your broken promises. They amplify the feeling of guilt and failure. They convince your soul that you failed the test of this lifetime. You didn't complete your karma. They tell you that only by returning to Earth, only by facing the people you hurt, can you finally cleanse your soul. This is a massive lie. You do not need their permission to be cleansed. You do not owe this system anything. But in that highly emotional, disoriented state, your soul agrees. You consent. When you agree, the contract is sealed. You are instantly scheduled for the next incarnation. And the memory wipe is initiated before you go. This entire performance, the light, the guides, the guilt, it is designed to extract one single, powerful thing from you. Willing submission. They need you to volunteer for slavery. Feel the raw terror of realizing your supposed salvation is the source of your eternal enslavement. If the Archons are so good at faking light and love, how can you tell the difference between their cheap imitation and the real deal? The key is found not in a light, but in a profound state of silence and inner knowing. If you're a soul on the verge of escape, the scariest moment isn't the light. It's the instant before re-entry when they surgically remove every memory of freedom. Stick with me, and I'll explain why your lifetime amnesia is the ultimate control weapon. The key to telling the fake light from the real one is found in a profound state of silence and inner knowing, not in any external signal. The soul trap has worked. The Archons convinced your soul that it failed and must go back to fix its karma. Now comes the final devastating act, the memory wipe. They can't risk you remembering the truth. Imagine being thrown back into the prison cell, but knowing the exact floor plan, knowing the guard schedules, and knowing the way out. You'd break free in an hour. That's why they install the veil of forgetfulness. It's an energetic shock, a frequency zap that scrambles all higher dimensional knowledge right before your consciousness drops into the new body. It's not a gentle process. It's a brutal, surgical separation from your divine self. This amnesia is the single most important tool of eternal slavery. If you don't remember you're a prisoner, you can't try to escape. You spend your entire life chasing things that don't matter. Money, status, approval. This is why so many people feel that crippling sense of divine alienation. That deep, aching feeling that they don't belong here. It's not a malfunction. It's a memory fragment, a tiny whisper of truth leaking through the fence. This is also why you struggle with certain problems your entire life. Those inexplicable phobias, the irrational deep sadness, the lifelong patterns of failure? Those are often memory leaks from the previous cycles, traumas you couldn't process before the wipe. The system desperately needs you to believe this physical life is the only life. They need you to identify completely with your temporary body and your small ego. Because when you believe you are only your thoughts, You have completely forgotten you are the eternal awareness behind the thoughts. The terrifying understanding that your entire human identity is built on a lie enforced by amnesia. If this truth is hitting you hard, I want you to share this video with one person who needs to see the cage. Let's start organizing this jailbreak together right now. If the Archons control the light, the energy, and the memories, how do you successfully navigate the void and find the real path home when your body shuts down? The next section reveals the 3-step non-compliance protocol to guarantee your freedom. They control the light, the guides, and the memories, but they don't control your will. If you're truly ready for freedom, you must master the 3-step non-compliance protocol to navigate the void and escape the trap permanently. If the Archons control the light, the energy, and the memories, the only way to escape is through the 3-step non-compliance protocol rooted in conscious awareness. This is it. This is the gnosis that terrifies the Archons. It's the moment of conscious sovereignty. When your body shuts down, you leave the frequency fence. But you must be awake. You must be mentally prepared to look the cosmic jailer right in the eye and say, "No." This is the jailbreak protocol. It has 3 simple, powerful rules you must memorize now. Rule 1. Reject the light. Search for the clear light. The moment you see the tunnel and the enticing white light, you must turn away from it. This is counterintuitive and difficult, but absolutely vital. That bright, pulling light is the net. Instead of seeking an external signal, look for the true clear light. The clear light of Source is not external, it's internal. It is the infinite, subtle knowing inside you. It is the awareness that exists everywhere simultaneously. It does not pull, it does not coerce, and it does not promise. It simply is. It is quiet, all-encompassing, and free of emotional residue. Rule 2. Reject the manipulators. Assert sovereignty. You will be greeted. You will meet the mimics wearing masks of love. They will use guilt, pity, and false love. Your job is to remember that these entities are parasites. You owe them nothing. Do not engage in conversation. Do not agree to anything. Do not sign a single metaphorical contract. Your shield is the simple, repeated statement of your will. State this mantra silently or telepathically. I am a sovereign spark of the true source. I do not consent to this realm. I do not consent to amnesia. I do not consent to reincarnation. Rule 3. Use the will. Navigate to the void. You need to use your conscious will, your gnosis, to navigate out of the lower astral plane, which the Archons control. Think of this realm as Earth's psychic cloud. You need to rise above the cloud. When you are in the void, you are invisible to their harvesting nets. This is your escape hatch. This process requires absolute mental clarity, which is why they keep you in a state of mental fog while you're alive. The surge of inspiration that comes from realizing you hold the key to your own eternal freedom. If the Archons are so good at faking light and love, how can you tell the difference between their cheap imitation and the real deal? The key is found not in a light, but in a profound state of silence and inner knowing. Saying no at death is useless if you haven't practiced saying no every day. If you want a foolproof exit strategy, you must start building your inner frequency shield right now to starve the Archons and guarantee your clarity. The exit protocol is hard because we are constantly bombarded with low frequencies. The key is to build an inner frequency shield while living, making the death moment foolproof. The biggest lie is that spiritual work is about chanting or buying crystals. True spiritual work is energy management. Your soul's clarity at the moment of death depends entirely on your clarity right now. You must build your frequency shield. The Archons feed on Loosh, low-frequency emotions like fear, shame, envy, and division. You have to commit to starvation tactics. This means non-compliance in your daily emotional life. When something tries to trigger intense, irrational anger or despair, you must observe it and choose emotional neutrality. This is tough. It means watching the news and not reacting with terror. It means interacting with difficult people without letting them drain you. This leads to sovereignty practice. The Archons need you to think you are small, weak, and powerless. Your daily practice must be reclaiming control. Meditation isn't relaxation. It's training your conscious awareness to separate itself from the ego and the intrusive thoughts the Archons whisper. When they whisper, "You are worthless," you respond, That is not my thought. I am awareness. This trains your gnosis, your inner knowing, to be strong. We must also practice conscious travel. Lucid dreaming is mandatory death preparation. When you lucid dream, you are consciously navigating the astral plane without your body. This is a practice run for death. Learn to recognize you are dreaming, exert your will, and move beyond the dream's boundaries. The surge of surprise at how simple and yet demanding true spiritual preparation actually is. If the goal is conscious exit, and we are constantly being distracted, what is the Archon's final, most seductive weapon they use in life to keep us docile and addicted to the prison? It's something everyone chases but few understand. The next section explains how to build your inner frequency shield while living, making the exit protocol foolproof. You think money and status are the ultimate prize, but they're the greatest cage of all. If you're seeking true liberation, you must understand the Archon's final, most seductive weapon used in life to guarantee your return trip after death. The Archon's final, most seductive weapon used in life to keep us docile and guarantee our return is materialism and the illusion of achievement. Let's talk about the final, brilliant layer of control. Spiritual materialism. They don't just harvest Loosh. They need you to believe in the material realm completely. The entire world system, corporations, media, finance, is structured to keep you chasing things you can only obtain inside the prison. The Archons make the bars look shiny. They make you believe the purpose of your life is the accumulation of wealth and status. This works two ways. First, it keeps you low frequency and distracted by competition and debt. Second, it attaches your consciousness so fiercely to your possessions and ego that when you die, you are desperate to return to them. You don't want to leave your house, your wealth, your status, so you willingly rush back through the light to claim them in the next life. This attachment is the Archon's golden ticket. We have covered the blueprint. The Archons operate the soul trap at death. They use the false light and mimics to lure you in, use the life review to guilt you into consent, and execute the memory wipe to enforce eternal slavery. Your defense is the jailbreak protocol. 1. Reject the light. Turn away. Seek the quiet, inner clear light. 2. Reject the mimics. Do not converse. Declare sovereignty. I do not consent. 3. Use the will. Aim for the vast, neutral void outside the Archon's frequency. This knowledge is your only weapon. The Archons will fight you harder than ever once you start asserting your sovereignty. Expect nightmares. Expect unexplained setbacks. This is confirmation that you are winning. The feeling of a prisoner finally finding the key. The promise is this: you are not a human having a spiritual experience. You are an eternal, sovereign spark of the true source having a temporary, difficult, and manipulative prison experience. Your true home is boundless, free, and waiting. You just have to consciously decide to take the exit ramp. The choice is always yours. Consent is the lock. Awareness is the key. The time to train is not when your heart stops beating. The time to train is now. Do the work. Guard your energy. Practice gnosis. Because freedom is the only currency that matters outside this cage. Remember that feeling of being absolutely awake inside a dream? That profound sense of real clarity? That's your gnosis. That's the power you take with you. Now that you know the rules of the trap, you can start living every day as preparation for the final escape. You are no longer livestock. You are a jailbreaker. You just learned the terrifying truth about the end of life, but the real war happens tonight while you sleep. The Archons are actively trying to attack your consciousness in the dream state. If you want the next crucial piece of forbidden knowledge, the 3 unbreakable psychic defenses you must use tonight to stop Archon dream hacking. Click the cube on your screen right now. Your next level of defense is waiting. Don't go to sleep until you watch this.